Hello everybody, welcome to Lightworkers Together. This is Val. I'm out here today in nature. It's a beautiful, beautiful day to talk about some super important things. This message is going to be a little bit different from what you're used to hearing from me, but it's all part of the same core thing. And today I want to talk about the importance of truth, not just in our personal lives, but also collectively for all of us and moving forward. And many are on their healing journey. I'm sorry, I just saw a beautiful bird. Their healing journey, beautiful journey, ascension, there's a lot that is involved in that. And it's a pretty all-engrossing situation. And you do get to a point where when you've done a lot of your healing, you then look for ways to share the knowledge that you have or to be of service in some way. So there's something that I'm very passionate about, and I don't really talk about it much on the channel because a lot of people are not in a place to receive that, or that's how I really felt. But the more I kind of stayed in the energy of what I'm passionate about and what's important to me, the more I realized that this is a topic I need to bring up. Because other people may be in the same place where they're like, yeah, I feel like this, but I don't feel like it's something I really can, bring out with friends, family, or whatever. So talking about truth being important, and I'm talking about this specifically now on a global scale, a universal scale. And some of you have looked at some of the other videos on my channel will know that I did do some ET contact videos, so I will start by saying yes. We are in, a reality that comprises, a huge universe, many realities, planets, universes, galaxies, everything, and other beings. And I believe in other beings. I have never been a believer that, the earth is it and there's nothing else. There's no other life forms out there. I can tell you very truthfully, that's never been my thought process from the time I was very, very small. I always knew there was life out there, and I've had enough experiences now to validate that. So, but what I want to talk about today is how a lot of us are at a place, and that's light workers, people on their healing journey, a lot of stuff at a place where we want to try and understand how best to move forward from here. Like, what are the next steps to move forward? And I feel like truth is a big part of it, because our reality and our planet has been through some, I want to say, manipulations. There are things, and some of these are by other entities, but a lot of it is by other humans, right? Humanity who, have been steered toward an agenda for a very, very, very long time, have been hiding things that can help. So I want to talk about, for a moment, briefly, Dr. Stephen Greer. And if any of you are interested in these topics about disclosure, and this is what I want to talk about, the upcoming disclosure that's going to happen. This is a man who is or was an emergency room doctor, and he is dedicated his whole life to disclosure and to bringing the truth out and getting the information. And so it's not conspiracy theory, it's not this person's opinion or that person's opinion. What I like is that the information and everything he's bringing forward has tangible, factual proof to back it up. Excuse me guys, I'm outside and something blew in my eye. But anyway, he has documentation, and these are legal documents, right? And he also has tons of people. He did a disclosure conference many years ago, and unfortunately, Fortunately, it did not get the screen time. It did not get put on the news. Part of it was even blocked because there are certain individuals who just don't want that information out there, right? They don't want us to have it. But and there are some, I know, factions that believe that bringing the truth about things out is going to cause like mass panic and all this kind of stuff, and I don't believe that. I think at this point in time, most people are well aware that we're not alone in the universe, right? And in fact, even on our own planet, we're not alone. There are other beings, and many people have had interactions of one nature or another that were very positive. So I want to say my feeling, and again, this piece is my personal opinion, is that, you know, the other beings that exist out there, they're much like humanity. You know, you have folks that fall on the side of they're following a more positive agenda for the greater good, and folks that are on the other side that are following a more service to self type agenda. So that's the thing to be aware of, and not to let fear come up on you and be like, okay, everybody who is not human or this or that is the bad guy. Because a lot of the folks who are human are not doing good stuff either. So there's enough. I don't think it's a good place to spread like the blame game, because that's not going to help fix anything. But back to why the truth. Sorry guys, I'm at a park. Someone's riding their bicycle. Why the truth is so very important to come out. This is what I feel. And this disclosure, this new one that Dr. Stephen Greer and his team are doing, that's coming up, I believe it's June 10th. So check into that. It's in Washington, D.C., and there are going to be tons of individuals who were in these black ops programs, these deep underground projects, people in official capacities. These are not folks that would have any reason to give this information. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not, in other words, it would do them more harm than good to do it, but many are being given an opportunity to come out now and be honest and tell the truth. And part of this truth, of this disclosure that's coming out, again, this is like, to me, the second wave, because he did a first wave of it, but it just didn't get much traction. And I am really, really hoping and putting a lot of energy out there that this one will get huge traction, that there will be a major shift that takes place for humanity, for the awakening, that it will wake up a lot of people. And this is another thing I wanted to say, is that, you know, light workers, healers, everybody out there, you're going to be massively needed, because whether it's this disclosure or another one that happens that does cause another big bump in the awakening. We have one going on right now, but it's going to cause a more massive shift in folks that are in kind of what I think of as the mainstream. So there are some people in the mainstream who have not really been focusing their attention. They've been swallowed up in the narratives that have been going on. So when this disclosure comes out, this truth, the reason why I think it's such a good idea and not a negative thing, I don't think it's going to cause panic, because with this truth comes hope. You know, there is information about technologies that have been buried and put aside and used by the few, or just completely buried because, you know, folks didn't see, who have control of them right now, did not see how they can make a profit out of it or whatever. So the fact is, there are technologies that are going to be shown that exist now, right now, that can end poverty. They can help clean up the planet. It's free energy. It's all kinds of things that are going to make a huge difference and give hope to a lot of people who feel like when they look around now at their outer world, they see a lot of the negative things that are going on. And I think a lot of what is happening, it's been done on purpose, because there are folks who are aware that, you know, as time presses on, more and more the truth is coming out. Now, there are some individuals who have a more negative agenda who are going to try and take this truth and they're going to try and spin it into something to frighten everyone. And I would just ask folks to use your own intuition, right? Follow your heart and soul and listen to what your inner voice is really telling you about things. Don't immediately become fearful, because we're kind of programmed to anything that is different from us, in any way, shape, or form. You know, it's an immediate response of fear and triggering and wanting to distance. And it goes back to, you know, with there being other beings in the universe, we are all connected. We are all one. So it doesn't really matter which body you're walking around in at any given time. We are all connected by that source creator, divine spark that we all have in us. So for me, I am excited about this disclosure that's coming up, that Dr. Stephen Greer and his team are going to have. I believe it's June 10th, and you can look it up. He has a YouTube channel, Dr. Stephen Greer, and just tons of information if you're interested to go there and watch, because this is a person of integrity who has devoted a lifetime to trying to get the truth out to everybody. So it's way past time, I feel like. And I do feel like collectively, because I keep feeling these shifts, collectively we're ready to receive that truth and to receive the hope that comes with it. So yes, there are negative connotations to the fact that there's been a very small group of individuals, right, who have held this information back. But the truth is, this gives us an opportunity to flip the script now, to change things, to transform this situation, to take all of that information that comes out and the knowledge and the technologies and everything, and to create a better reality, a better world for all of us. And when we do that and we stand in that beautiful love that comes with us, when you are awakened and you see the truth, you do your healing and you get into that space of love and peace, then it brings us all together. It raises the vibration of the entire collective, the planet, and that ripples out to every other place, every other dimension, planet, galaxy, whatever. We're all connected. So when something happens in one place, or even to one individual, it has a ripple effect. So I did want to just say, if you're someone who's been kind of on the fence about it, maybe you've been reading some things about it. I know a lot of people are the ET thing can be very polarizing. But the truth is, if we look at this disclosure that's coming from a perspective of this is going to be of huge benefit to every single one of us, your children, their children, so on and so on and so on, and a chance to take what we can see is happening. Sorry about the wind, guys. I hope it's not messing up the sound. But it's going to be a chance to take the world that we see right now and to heal it, to change all those things. Like, I'm sure if you ask pretty much anybody, except for someone who may be running a specific agenda, if you ask the average person, would you want a world without poverty, without starvation, where everyone is in an equal place of abundance, without disease of any kind, where our planet is healed and thriving and we are living in harmony with one another, with every living thing, with the planet, which is a living thing? The majority of people would say, heck yeah, I would love that. So I just want to say, if you're watching this, check into that disclosure that's coming out and absorb the information that's brought forth and make your own decision. You know what I mean? Decide yourself once you hear everything, right? And all the sources that it's coming from, which is a myriad of sources. And look at all of it for yourself. I'm not telling you what to believe. I would never tell anybody what to believe. I think every person absolutely has to make their own choices, decisions based on what is best for them, but also what is best collectively and what feels right to them and resonates with them. But I would ask that you go into this with an open heart and an open mind. Allow yourself to absorb that information. Like, maybe don't even have an instant reaction to it. Just give yourself a few days once the disclosure happens to absorb that information and then see where it sits with you, right? And especially with all of these technologies that they're going to be talking about And I think there's another video coming up that Dr. Greer and his team are going to be doing, where they're going to be talking specifically about these technologies that are going to be of massive benefit to humanity that we truthfully should have had very, very long ago, if folks had not been, a very, very minor group of folks had not been kind of controlling these things. So please do give it a listen when it happens. Again, I believe it's June 10th. It's going to be in Washington, D.C. It should be televised. I'm sure they're probably going to stream it or something, so check it out. And when it gets closer, if there are like links for it and stuff, and I can add those, if it's something that's, you know, a free thing, I'll make that available for anybody who wants to click on it and watch, because I'm definitely going to be tuning in for that. And the other thing is a call to, again, everybody who has already awakened, who has been going through that healing process, who is, you know, we are all naturally at heart healers. It's that love that we carry within us, and it is very healing in and of itself. But a lot of us have been practicing, training in energy healing and all manner of different modalities of healing. And so it's a call also to all of us to kind of be ready, be at the ready when this disclosure happens, because there are going to be, I feel, and I have full body tingles right now, a lot of the collective, you all, that are going to be abruptly awakened. And you know what happens when you have your awakening. For many of us, it's very traumatic. It happens very suddenly. For some people, it's a little different, but for most, it's like that. So there's going to be folks that are going to need assistance. They're going to have all kinds of questions, and a lot of times when folks are triggered in their awakening, you are catapulted right into the dark night of the soul. That's what happened in mine. It was pretty intense. So having gone through that, I have the knowledge, and I'm going to be putting more videos on the channel to help with that, to kind of make ourselves more present, more available, and put the knowledge out there. Like I said, I'm writing a book now on healing and different things that you can do within that to help yourself when you're going through the healing process and during your awakening. So, and I'm going to put everything on here that I possibly can about myself. I mean, we're always evolving. I'm telling you, every new day, every new week, I'm learning something else that can be of value to not just myself, but to others. So I would just put that call out there for all of you healers, light workers, everybody. And I know a lot of other people have been getting this great feeling of like, it's like a wave of energy, so that there is something coming, and to be ready, like be ready, okay? Because there's a lot of folks that are going to need assistance. They're going to need direction. And the fact that so many of us are spread out, like a lot of people were like, I don't understand why for so many of us we're spread out in different places, we're not together in groups. I think that's done, that is the grander plan, because if everybody, you know, and it can be a lonely road obviously, but if everybody was clumped together in one place, that wouldn't really be of service. We're all over the world, we're spread out, and it's meant to be that way because, one, we anchor the light where we are, right? And you need those anchors all over the planet. And next, by being in our different places all over the planet, it makes us more available, right? We can do our videos and things, which I think are super helpful because it can reach people anywhere, absolutely anywhere. But it's also good to be able to physically be there for people who are going to need that. They're going to need a more one-on-one situation with things that are coming up. So these are just my thoughts on things that are coming up, my feeling of the energies. If anybody has been feeling the same thing, you know, let me know in the comments. But I feel like it is time for the truth to come out, and it's good that it's going to come out with this message of hope attached to it, not fear, not, you know, just a big negative thing, but this message of hope. And here is a path forward for not just humanity, but for all living things, for all of us, but to help humanity along its road to higher consciousness ascension and being able to live in that love and peace and that unity, which is what we are inside. We are all that beautiful spark of light from Source Creator. and we embody that loving, beautiful energy. So it's going to be needed, you all, more than ever. That's all that I'm saying. So, you know, light workers, healers, everybody out there, you know, get as much rest, do some self-care, whatever you need to do, because I feel the energy of it coming, and I know a lot of you do too. So that's what I wanted to say. And then just in closing, that thank you all, you know, anybody for watching this. And I just always just leave this, you know, with God. It's going to get out to whoever needs to see it. But the truth is important. We're in the countdown now to disclosure, and everybody who is standing in a place and holding that loving vibration is going to be needed more than ever, okay? So thank you to everyone who's doing that. I say that every day, you know, to the universe. Thank you to everybody who is being kind to one another and loving and holding that light, because we're all needed, everybody. You are loved and you are appreciated, you are valued. So keep hanging in there, and then please spread the word about this disclosure that's happening, again, with Dr. Stephen Greer and his team. And if, you know, you can, to send some beautiful, loving, healing and protective energy. I've been sending some protective energy because a lot of the people that are coming forward, and some are not able to come all the way forward because their lives are in danger. It's no joke at all. This is a big scale situation. So to just send that hedge of protection and love and light around Dr. Greer, his entire team, and anyone else who is wanting to come forward with the truth in their integrity to help everybody. So, you know, if we could do that, just send that beautiful hedge of protection now through disclosure, that would be, I think, a wonderful thing to do. It would be a help. And I'm sure they will feel that loving, protective energy coming their way as well. So I think that's kind of where I want to wrap it up. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I value everyone's opinion. If anyone wants to leave a comment about this, I haven't really come out and talked much about it in the past. I really tried to focus my energy on just the healing journey, but it's all tied together, you all. It is. And if we want to move ourselves forward, you know, if we want to move humanity forward in a positive, loving way, we have to come together. And removing those things, which are the divide and conquer things, which have been in place, and the things that bring everybody in a place of being down instead of up, is going to go a long, long way to getting us there. This is an opportunity for everybody to work together for the greater good, which is kind of what it's all about at the end. So I'm going to leave you all there. I'm sending everybody love, peace, and unity. Please stay well, stay safe. Tune in to the disclosure, Dr. Stephen Greer and his team, and light workers and healers. You are always loved and appreciated. Stand by, because I think we're going to get really busy. Take care.